Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Libra, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, like peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the moon card, right? So the moon card can be somewhat nebulous, but it's also very backward looking. So this week, if you find yourself more reflective, don't be surprised. We do have a full moon lunar eclipse coming up. Obviously, there'll be a video on that, so keep an eye out for it. But also with the moon card, what we tend to get is either a distorted view of things or at least a very emotional one. The moon card it's a very wet card, right? Not just in terms of its energy, but also in terms of like things. So in terms of locations, the moon card usually speaks to places that are nearby or have some feature of water to them. And so for that reason, when it shows up, we tend to be ourselves a little wetter, a little bit more emotional. What I will say to you is, because this is the key to the week, this is a week where more reflection, more observation is kind of needed. And I will say, like, try to make a space for whatever comes up over the course of this week. All right, try to make a space for whatever it is that you feel or experience, rather than kind of getting into it. Just allow it to be, so that you can kind of look at it and see it as it is, rather than as the moon card tends to, you know, to show us things in that sort of reflective / distorted kind of way. If you are a continued subbie, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Queen of Swords. This could be an old dispute, an old fight, an old challenge, or an old issue that comes up this week. And I'm just giving you a heads up, especially because you've got the Queen of Swords in your actions and options. So this is about what you do. I am going to say, because you've got the moon card here, be very cautious about opening up old disputes, challenges, or issues. This might be something that you feel the need to do this week, but then at a later date, it becomes a problem. It's kind of like, you know, you want to bring it up now because you're all in your feels about it. And then what you don't realize is, now that you've opened up that can of worms again, you know, actually everybody wants to get into it, and it's not easy. It's not so easy to close down as it is to open up. This is one of those moments where I want you to consider that when we knock on a door and we walk through it, sometimes there's no way to close that door. So just be very mindful of what you go back into or what you open back up. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Five of Swords. So this could be a very ratty kind of week. What I mean by that is, you know, we say here in the UK, like, if someone's a bit sort of, they're a bit ratty. So this week you may find that you are a little bit more combative than usual, a little bit more highly strung, especially because you've got that moon card here. This could be literally like an old dispute, an old argument, an old challenge that comes up. That's twice now that you've got a double hit of that kind of energy. The Queen of Swords suggests that you are doing the whole Libran thing where you're trying to find the fairest outcome for all. But given the fact that we've got the eclipse right at the beginning of the week and everybody's going to be in their feels, you may not be able to do that Libran thing that you love to do so much. That Five of Swords as well is, you know, especially in communications, because it suggests fraught communication. This week there are likely to be challenges, disputes, etc. that come up. Find a way to detangle yourself from them emotionally so you can have the conversation dispassionately. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could be a clash between you and a professor or somebody. It might even be a clash between you and one of your peers. I will say it is a difference of opinion, and it's a difference of opinion over something that everybody is emotionally invested in. So this might be that you get given a topic that everybody feels highly sort of connected to or emotive about, and it causes a problem or an issue. Just be mindful. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, especially because you've got the Queen of Swords here, this could be what feels like, and I'll be honest with you, I'll side with you on this one, it may be something that comes up that is directed towards you that is actually quite unfair. It's either something that is mentioned that is unfounded or unjust, which is something that you guys really don't deal with very well. Just be mindful. Like, this might be a time to, and you know, I'm not saying this isn't about turn the other cheek. This is about choosing your moment to have the right battle, or choosing the right moment to have the battle. So I will say this might be a moment to just kind of stand back, bite your tongue and say, okay, you know what? That's your thought, that's your opinion. I'm going to take a minute to formulate mine, and when I'm ready or / less emotional, I will come back and we will have this conversation again. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this could be a challenge or an issue that comes up with a client, with customers, with your client base, with your audience as well, very possible. Just again, like, it's about really finding a way to navigate this stuff through management rather than through damage control at a later date, because if you create the damage under this energy, under this week, the chances are you're going to be mopping it up for a long time to come. Just be conscious. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this could be a familial tie or dispute that erupts in the family, and you're having to do the damage control on that. If that is the case, and it's not something that you're actively involved in or causing, then you could probably quash it or quell it quite quickly. Try saying that 5 times fast. But if you're going to go in and, you know, this is you launching this, it's going to get sticky, and it's going to get sticky really quick. For your love and relations, you have the Two of Pentacles. So there are decisions to be made here when it comes to the relationships. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this might be a difference of opinion between you and a partner on something that you can't agree to disagree on. This may be something that it's kind of immediate, it's material, it has to be looked at now, it can't wait. I will say, because you've got the Queen of Swords here, this is you staying in your integrity, but possibly doubting the integrity of another person, or at least what their underlying motives really are. If that is the case and you call it out, that's great. It's always healthy to be able to, you know, have that kind of relationship with your partner. But at the same time, you know, remember what I said, like, pick and choose your battles wisely this week. If it's going to fall on deaf ears because everybody's in their feels, maybe wait for a time where you're both a bit more accepting or acquiescing. For those of you that are single and looking, look, I'm going to be honest, this is probably not the best week for love. It's really, like, if you're meeting someone or connecting with someone, you're way too volatile emotionally to be able to sustain whatever it is that attracted them to you. And once that kind of goes away, the Mercury retrograde ends, the eclipse energies are over, you may find that actually this person sets me on edge, or I set them on edge. With just a combustible kind of energy. And while for, you know, the physical side of things, that can be great, longevity for a true relationship, it does not make. For those of you, for your money and materials, you've got the Eight of Pentacles. It looks like a lot of you are doing what many of the air signs do when trouble gets on top. It looks like a lot of you are going into workaholic mode. For those of you that are partnered, this may be one of the things that your partner is trying to kind of say, well, look, you know what? You spend too much time in that professional sphere, and I need you to be more present. So again, watch out for that. For those of you that, when it comes to specifically to your money, there is overtime, there is an opportunity to make more money, but with that Five of Swords in tow, this could be literally like you're having to mop up somebody else's mess, and so that's why you're earning more money. So it's like overtime, or you know, like, and because obviously other things seem to be challenging as well, it's like you're throwing yourself into work to avoid whatever challenges are coming up right now on the interpersonal level. For your physical health and vitality, the 8 of Pentacles is your digestive system. So if you have any challenges or issues this week, I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice or diagnose anything, but if you have any problems, it may very well be there that you need to look. For your home and environment, the 8 of Pentacles, especially with the moon card, you know, and the eclipse is in Scorpio. I know it's not your 4th house, but I will say that this could be an issue with the plumbing. You know, it could be the toilet, it could be the taps, it could be, you know, some sort of, touch wood, I hope I'm wrong, some sort of water damage specifically to your roof, or, you know, a pipe bursts in the basement, or water is likely to be a feature of something that needs to be repaired over the course of this week for you guys. So just watch out for it. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have as conscious a week as possible, and try to step out of your feels when you feel the red mist sort of flowing upward. All right, take care, and I'll see you soon.